need to get down there and meet that Mike Byrne and figure him out a little. So I went down there and come away with a really good deal with him. We shared about 15-mile of fence, and I was going to do the fence work, and he was going to go to all the meetings for me. And that worked real good for about 10 years. And I got tired of the fencing, and I got involved a little with the cattlemen, and I asked Mike what I could do to help, and he said, "Come on, let's go to Washington, D.C." Well, we had quite a time. We lived in a 9-foot wide house with 3 stories high and stairs all the way to the top. And I wish John Brawley was here tonight. That's the guy we need to tell stories on Mike. But anyway, when you get there to Washington, D.C., that main street is about 6 lanes wide, going both ways. And Mike would walk down the street, and guys on the other side would be waving at him, "Hey, Modoc, Modoc!" Hey. They knew, and he'd ask Mike, "Who are those guys?" "Oh, some staffer works back in Delaware or someplace." But they knew Mike. We went through all the Senate's offices and everything. One day we come back and Mike says, "This guy don't know me. He's busier than hell anyway. But we'll go in and drop our cards there, and he'll know we called on him." Mike went in there, and he was giving his secretary a bad time. And there was a hallway down there, about 6 offices in it, and this guy says, "I think I heard a friendly voice out there." And he stuck his head out, and he says, "That you, Byrne? Come on in." He was a senator from Montana, Democrat, but he knew Mike, and we had a big visit with him. And he told the gal, he says, You take these guys I'm talking to and go in there and entertain them for a little while. I'm going to visit with old Byrne a little bit. But that's the way he did things. One thing I learned up there, you get more than D.C., and you got to be someplace at 10 o'clock, and you got to be someplace at 1 o'clock. Well, it's about a 3-hour walk between places, out of the Senate building and into the other building there. But Mike, he'd look around, and he said, "Here." There was a door right there, and he just opened this door, and we walked down, went into a hallway, took us across the street, right up into the middle of the Senate building, and we run into senators going both ways, and he's looking at us like, what the hell were we doing down there? But Mike knew the way, and we got through there just fine. Talk about him being quick-witted. I said, when that fire burned across there, burned one field up the horses was in, and the gates was all shut, and they were in there, and there wasn't nothing to eat. It was burned off. I said, "What are them horses going to eat, Mike?" "Charcoal," he says. And anyway, there he is right there. I didn't know you were sitting that close. But anyway, we have had a lot of fun, and we're good friends. We eat lunch together and have a good time and see each other about 3-4 times a year now, and maybe that's enough. That's sure enough out of me, but I sure wanted to pay my respects, and I see a lot of people here from the PLC, and that was where most of my experience with Mike came, from Public Land Council, and we got some guys here. I'm sure they're going to enlighten you a little on Mike's PLC work. But thank you, and hope you all have a good time tonight.